So just take yourselves over to IWER TV, The Street 919 FM, and you can catch the council streaming live right now. Shout out to the regular people's KFC, La Hocketa, big up yourself. Shack lady, ain't heard from you in a while. You know, some people had some birthdays, but I was hoping to hear from you this week. Some people didn't get their birthday song. Hope you're okay wherever you are. President, big up yourself, same way too. Kingsley, good afternoon to you. Big up to the UE Massive one time as well. The entire St. Augustine, I want to call it top borough, boy. What do you call it? The entire St. Augustine area. Much love and good afternoon to you. Big up all my folks out in the west, Diego Martin. From Carnash to Westmoreans, up into Rich Plain, Blue Range to Bagatelle. Love alone in the house. You guys don't forget, okay, we are just streaming on YouTube currently. The frequency will be back up hopefully very soon. So you bear with us, okay? I want to we'll get into some stories in a second. Well, let me just get these out the way real quick, guys. Make sure that you grab yourself a Coca-Cola 591 milliliter bottle with football labels and uncap your chance to go to the FIFA World Cup 2026. Just uncap and submit the code on the cap via WhatsApp to 328-2878 for your chance to score with Coca-Cola.
I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand.
And there's a special meal tip from Royal Castle. If you feel like having something different for lunch or dinner today, then Royal Castle has fantastic fish meals as well. Get yourself the fish combo of 2 succulent pieces of fish, one side, and a 16-ounce soft drink, or the fish sandwich combo of a tender, tasty sandwich, one side, and a soft drink. Castle uses the freshest fish with its famous enticing local seasonings, all cooked to golden perfection. So try their fantastic fish meals today at Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste.
Yeah, do have to spell them out. 'Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is putting more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main one.
And for those of you who will be spending the weekend in the kitchen, you can achieve the risen baked goods every time with the Lion brand baking powder. Their convenient, easy-to-use pouch ensures freshness and makes measuring a breeze. From cakes to cookies, Lion brand baking powder is your secret ingredient for the best results. Imagine the smiles as you share your delicious homemade creations with family, friends, and neighbors. Baking is about more than just food. It's about creating memories. So choose the Lion brand baking powder and bake up some sweet moments. The power behind our great taste traditions.
Who going to live in a foreign land? Now is the time to come home and do something, instead of staying out there and freezing. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production.
So y'all, it seems we are in a bit of a conundrum. Good afternoon to the Southland.
That is the main
Some reports coming up from San Fernando today. Seems that crime continues to weigh heavily on businesses in San Fernando, even under the current state of emergency. Along High Street, some shop owners and workers say daylight robberies and chain snatchings remain a serious concern. The Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce is now calling for stronger security measures, including more support from the Defense Force. Got a clip of some explanations right here. Let's see what we can divulge.
All rise. All rise. The Street Council is in session on the Street 919 FM.
While businesses along High Street continue to operate as usual, some operators say crime remains a concern in the busy commercial district. They point to recent incidents including a robbery and chain snatching and say criminals seem undeterred even as the country is in a state of emergency. The concerns were echoed by the Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce. Its president, Kiran Singh, says daylight robberies have been reported in the downtown area in recent days.
It is frightening that we are in a state of emergency.
While businesses along High Street
and these guys have no apparent care or concern or fear of the law that under a state of emergency, the rights of them can be taken away without notice, without regard, and they seem to be taking these brazen chances. And they are using guns, arms and ammunition to commit these robberies.
Singh says while police are seen in the area, he believes additional support from the Defense Force could help strengthen security in the city.
They have more assets in terms of vehicles. You know, we always hear about the police do not have enough vehicles to patrol and so on. So let's use the assets of the army to assist the police in their daily duties so we don't hear about, well, you know, the police can't be on every corner.
Along High Street itself, some workers say they have witnessed incidents that suggest criminals are still operating in the area. Security officer Nazim Ishmael says he recalls a recent robbery occurring in one of the busiest parts of the city.
Not too long ago, right on High Street, busy place, taxi drivers, stores, everything like that, a robbery. Right? No police presence. But at a certain point in time, you'll see police come out to issue ticket, direct traffic, and wherever the case may be. But the problem mentioned right now is a crime.
Others say police patrols are visible throughout the day, but believe officers should focus more on peak shopping hours when the streets are the busiest.
They should be around more the busy hours. I feel like there's only come out in the night and the evening, and lunchtime is the busy hour. A lot of things will happen. You never know.
However, not everyone agrees crime remains a major concern in the area. President of the San Fernando Business Association, Daphne Bartlett, says she has seen increased police activity and believes the state of emergency has improved security.
We haven't had any robberies that I know about. We haven't had any snatch and run. And the kind of splurge we had in recent years with people leaving the banks and somebody would grab the envelope or whatever and run and this and that, I haven't heard anything like that for about 6 months.
A senior police officer in the Southern Division says multiple police units are conducting foot and mobile patrols in downtown San Fernando. The officer also rejected claims that officers are focused only on traffic enforcement, saying any officer on patrol must respond to criminal activity. Police data, the officer said, also shows a decline in crime across the division in recent months, with Defense Force personnel available to assist if needed. Kevon Feldman, CNC 3 News.
Remember, the key to success is working hard.
And these guys
while businesses along High Street
forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand.
I feel for you, Southland, truly.
Our land, come my brother, come my sister.
So it seems to be bringing up yet another issue once again. It's almost like good afternoon, Dr. Wakanda. It's kind of like the problem with students fighting in school
so much of things
on a national level, right? Like we are seeing like certain reports and things of having police instilled in certain schools. You know, it doesn't seem to be deterring students from still, you know, riling up, starting fights. You know, they still think that they're bad. They still think that nobody could tell them what to do. Even with police right there, some of them roughing them up, breaking apart fights, and, you know, laying down the law or whatever. But now we've seen it. This is basically the adult version of that. Because in spite of police say that there's presence on the road, but incidents are still occurring. Now, of course, everybody is going to have their own different views. As you said, the business owner feels like it seems that their police presence has been effective, but more people who are a little bit more closer to the ground, like the shop owners and the shoppers themselves, they have witnessed multiple incidents, and we are supposed to be under a state of emergency. And it seems like the fear of having certain rights as a citizen taken away if you are apprehended by the law, that doesn't seem to deter anybody out there. Maybe it is getting to that point where you need to actually implement real consequences in this state of emergency, because I see that they are already moving to try to extend it for a further 3 months in Parliament today. It seems like the motion is already, well, it's not carried out yet, but they are going to be proposing it in Parliament this afternoon. And this is only after a week after enforcing a new state of emergency. And I'm like, okay, cool. So if you get a further 3 months, that means we're going to be in a 6-month state of emergency. That's going to take us into what? September? If it passes. But what will this new state of emergency entail? Is it going to be the same as the ones that we've been having for the past year? All it really says is state of emergency. The worst thing I have seen since these state of emergencies have started is that night spots in certain areas, particularly in the Port of Spain area, they were forced to close up earlier than they usually would. And that was probably only enforced for maybe a month and a half at the most. And then the police kind of just left the night spots alone. Now look, I'm not saying that I want the country to go into full crackdown state of emergency. I'm just saying that at this point, it's either you ramp up the consequences or you ramp up the aggression on it, or you just let it be. Because at this point, I think even the criminal element is kind of starting to see that it's more like you are threatening to put them in a timeout rather than actually cracking down on them. So, which is why you're probably seeing these petty criminals become a lot more brazen, especially in daylight hours, because clearly it's not that much of a crackdown. It's just SOE. It come like a it come like a saying, yeah, I lock enough meat in my diet for a couple of months.
Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
When I truly knew a state of emergency was well over a decade ago. What? This was back in 2012-ish, thereabouts, where serious crackdowns was happening. There was a literal curfew upon the nation. Probably put in some bad. Some of you probably ain't liking what I'm saying because I'm giving all your flashbacks. But I'm like, that is what sounds like a state of emergency to me.
We need to see about.
You know, like the COVID days. You couldn't be on the road at certain times.
I do the only way is put in more effort and less play.
Police were roving in and out,
Because now
breaking up COVID parties.
we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build.
But this is just more like they just out there standing.
I say,
And clearly they can't be everywhere and everywhere at once. But clearly the presence is not deterring anyone.
hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother,
So yeah, maybe I'm inclined to agree with
the nation together.
the Greater Sando Chamber of Commerce, and maybe you should bring in the Defense Force. Maybe they're a little bit scarier than your average police officer. I'm not trying to say one service is better than another service. Don't try to drag Hashim out there and trying to separate anybody.
This also goes for every
I know very good policemen, and I have a few veterans in the army.
land. Now is the time to come.
But I'm just saying, if they are suggesting that the Defense Force is one notch above the police service, let's be real, they do have to be a little bit more serious than the police service. Defense Force focuses on the safety and security of the nation.
Production to build.
But then I start to kind of picture, how would that look?
I say,
I mean, imagine yourself, particularly in Sando, on High Street, just trying to go about your regular shopping, and you are seeing like troops patrolling up and down, and you know that they're swinging weapon, I feel like it would start to look a lot like like we turning into a police state in a sense, It start to look like those places on the news where you literally see armies patrolling through cities, almost like we're under martial law or something like that. Might be good for security, but I don't know. The image doesn't look pleasant, even in my head. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, son. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Granny.
I think the same thing that you think, One, I will bring the SOE, right? Now, I won't say no, you bring SOE, but you have to have before all of us had carnival. Carnival cost so much money. All right. But you could have taken $100,000 from some up and some up $1 million and pick some of the police cars. And why you do not bring out the army with the police and have them in every area, put two army man in a station and give them the powers. You have to give them the powers to use the rifle. You understand? Give them the powers because they don't have powers to do everything.
Right.
Right. So without the army, you're feeding them there all the time. I am a UNC, but you can have UNC or PNM with me when the wrong thing is going on. When you're PNM, I come out and talk because nothing is going good. When UNC is there, I coming out to talk. Bring out the police. Bring out the army. Have two army men with the police in the station. Right? Because if they don't want to tell people it's short-staffed with police right now in this country, they have more bandits than who's in the police force and the army. You know that?
You said it, Granny, not me.
I say it. Because I know, I old, and I know, I looking at those young boys. You understand?
Yeah.
And you see them. Now, in Las Lomas, this week alone, they hold up a mini supermarket. They tie up an old lady and they beat she and take everything from she house. They go in by the phone. And they sick, them boys, they have no shame. They have no shame. Or they go in a house where old lady lives in. The house is not even just a woman rich. And all you take all what she have and beat she and tie she up. All the boys, they have no shame, man. Go and kill all yourself somewhere. Now, they come Central Lena. They beat up some people and all is Indian people in UNC area. I am not racial, where I am living, my Creole neighbors, and we live loving. We have no race thing. But with CNN, we is UNC. We live more than blood family. You understand? Right. We don't let CNN for UNC thing come between me and we Creole neighbors. Right. You beat up them, they take everything. I did here and now, I have family all over there, and I from this. And one of my cousins have a roti shop, and she gets cooked food right by the Calgary River. A little place, but nothing over big. Right? They just reach there. 3 o'clock morning, sometimes 4. They just start to sell food from 6. The people gone yesterday morning, and they beat them, they lock them in the place. And they take all the food, and they have $500, they gone with that. I'm up in my cousin's daughter, and I have a lot of family in Central and Las Lomas. Yeah, Kumoto, Waterloo, Luca. Why is it the government do not always clean carnival, or you're protecting the people who not vote for you, or you're protecting the people who making money in the party and fest? Why always do not protect the citizens of the country? Am I wrong or right?
You're talking sense, Granny.
Right. People that they fighting. I have my family. If you see what they do to people in Cuba, Indian people again, they have thick burger. Very thick burger. It means the people in the front. The woman was a single parent. The father, she and his son lived. They tried to fight up and things, and they built a little place. beat that boy when it's go hospital eye or what in the hospital. A man gets beaten and in the hospital and all your studying to save all the people, but all you're trying to save people who come from OEOO and Carnival and party and set. We had a clean Carnival, we had a clean party and set and everything was clean with all the country. What about the country? They go to Kunupia, 1 5 of them. 2 of them were there close like Afghanistan. The family know the people. They take everything from the people's house and they carry the tower and they know where they cook roti on. A tower. And to sure they make their food on a tower. They carry the people's tower and the stove. And people, old boys. Oh gosh, I don't know. I can't say that. You know what I vote for? Food, you could drink sugar water and say you could drink some porridge. You see security in the country, 1. And health, 2. Those are the 2 most important things going down in the country. And I went to vote for that. Because when you go in the hospital in CNN, they put you to sleep on a sack paper. And your family had to bring sheep. You understand? And
Don't mean to cut you, Granny, but we gotta take a commercial break.
Yes, but look what's going on now. All you're securing the country. That is what people vote all the time. All right, son.
All right, Granny. Gonna take this quick commercial break, guys. I will take that call. Take some more calls when I come back. Y'all don't go anywhere. The council is on.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Boy, I got in an accident a while ago. I was in traffic and my car get bounced from behind.
Well, then they're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the insurance company go fix it up.
Fix up? Huh? I make my claim the next day. And up to now, I can't hear from the insurance company. I need my car fixed.
Look, you better go to the Financial Services Ombudsman. I'm sure they can help.
Yeah, I'm going to check them now.
To resolve a complaint with your insurance company, bank, or non-bank financial institution, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tt. We can help, and our services are free.
Get ready. This is big. Our first annual epic fundraiser cruise. Sail in the sunset aboard the stunning embassy yacht at King's Wharf, San Fernando. Easter Sunday, 5th April 2026. Boarding 2:30 p.m. sharp. Sunset vibes, sweet music, pure liming on the water. Tickets only $250. All funds for a great cause. Together we change lives. Quick rule, no glass bottle, no big coolers. Casual dress, come as you comfy. Payments can be made by Monday, 30th of March 2026. Tickets still available. Call or WhatsApp 683-8569 or 716-4206 right now. Limited spots, don't sleep. Sail in the sunset, Easter Sunday, Embassy Yacht. Let's go.
Not everything has to change. At KFC, we don't change the flavor, we add more. Now, get our delicious Lent value meals so you can keep on crunching. Get a fish sandwich for $45 or fish fillet with 1 regular side, also $45. We give you more of the taste you love for Lent. So keep on crunching with KFC. Finger licking good.
Southern Games 2026, coming to Skinner Park, San Fernando, Saturday, 21st March. Athletics heats start 9:30 a.m. Sunday, 22nd March. Athletics finals plus cycling from 1:30 p.m. Expect fast sprints, powerful finishes, exciting bike races, and attractive door prizes. Perfect family fun. Cheer on our rising local stars. Tickets, adults, $60. Kids under 14, $20. Under 5, free. Buy now at Atherley's by the Park, Awardee Hardware in Marabella from March 6th onward, or at the gate on the day. More info? Call 368-5649 or 77-83274. Southern Games 2026. With God, all things are possible.
This month, join us for Inside Ramadan, a powerful educational series hosted by SAPA, Southern Academy for the Performing Arts, as we take you deeper into the meaning, traditions, and impact of the Muslim faith whilst we journey towards Eid al-Fitr. Discover the history of Muslims, understand why halal matters, explore Muslims and the economy, whilst learning about the statutes governing Muslim marriages in Trinidad and Tobago, and much more. Hosted by yours truly, Wendy H. Lewis, with insightful conversations featuring distinguished guests, including Senator the Honorable David Naked, a devout Muslim, along with South businessman Mr. Khayyam Mohammed, and other powerful voices from the Muslim community. Tune in next Thursday the 12th and 19th of March from 1 to 2 p.m. right here on Street 919 FM. Inside Ramadan, as we empower, educate, and edify the nation in alignment with our corporate social responsibility at SAPA, Southern Academy for the Performing Arts.
TechFlex TT Limited, the #1 computer store in Trinidad and Tobago, has all your tech needs. We have the latest computers, powerful MacBooks, and affordable Chromebooks for school and work, providing new and refurbished options to suit everyone's budget. Also, we carry a variety of printer options and ink solutions for your home and office needs. Need repairs done? Our experienced technicians can solve your tech problems. Visit us now at any of our 2 locations, Wilson Road, Scarborough, next to Royal Castle, or Penco Street, Montrose, Chagonas. Call 235-4919 for more info. TechFlex TT Limited. Affordable tech. Exceptional service.
Hi there. I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the 4th and 5th Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Tune in to The Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 125 to 186 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna. For the program, Health and Healing, merging the old with the new, with Mr. Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the Street 919 FM.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you could get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Drag your bomb, Mr. Fiddler. I have a story for you. I said I have a story for you. I have a story for you. Well, I like that, eh? From the time you hear la courée, you're dead. From the time you hear la courée, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Cause all you do move along, move along, ooh. All you do move along, move along, Once you hear he say, she say, you're pulling up like DJ. You wanna hear the story in all its glory. Some man don't like to disappoint, cause I can't live so anointed to tell you the truth. So here's the inside scoop. Last election was the strangest yet. No lie. A young PM get a cocoa sweat. Ooh. When they done adding up the polls, they appoint 173 years old. On to them, boy. Celebration will class start to knock. People pass out, can't do the work. 2 days past the leader can't sit. Palarat say white all unfit. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, like they was drinking, boy. You either laugh prior, cause I say boss, boss. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, real brave who's pass. Bacchanalism from the time you hear la courée, you dead. Like a wagon, you wanna hear the touring like on Palori. I am afraid to give you the talk. Kaisonianas walk the walk and say what we mean. So here's the scene. An old Calypsonian drink some rum. Who's that way? He start to talk like it make him dumb. That's alright. Say that these songs today is trash. I know some men only agree, no. I like he mix the rum with babash. Like he really catch it, boy. Our next artist who takes our rhythm. Overstay his time in Brooklyn. Start a food business like things nice. We better watch out for ice. When the mark bumps, when the mark bumps, when the mark bumps. That fella is a real killer, boy. You either laugh prior, cause I say boss, boss. When the mark bumps, when the mark bumps. I hope in good spirit. She had not well about Alexander and how he need altar, about how Benjamin like little children. You wanna hear how Kamala done big warmonger, cause all you to move along, move along, move along, move along, you to move along, move along, move along, move along. You wanna hear how Gypsy run from NCC. About voice not falling. How we have no crime plan from TUNC. How we in SOE. Women and things. All you to move along, move along, move along, move along. You to move along, move along, move along, move along. From the time you hear la courée, you're dead. From the time you hear la courée, you're dead, you're dead, cause all you do. Crazy day, we're not putting no more. Let them come in the tent to hear the rest. It's the vibes. We got shot them. Man.
rise. All rise. The Street Council is in session on the Street 919 FM.
Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show.
Ah, boy. We here. Asking you to hold. Let me just get some of these things out the way. Good afternoon. Just after the hour, 2 o'clock. Don't forget, we got the office party coming up at 3, sponsored by the Lion brand. Yeah, we outside. And for those of you who are craving some fish this Lent, you don't even need to bait it. Just hook and reel it in with KFC, now serving the crunchiest and tastiest fish options in town. This Lent you can choose your fish sandwich or fish fillet with a regular side for just $45, or you can twist things up with the new fish twister wrap. Golden seasoned, crispy fresh, big flavors, big value, and no fishing required on your part. However you like it, sandwich, fillet, or wrap, KFC brings you more flavor and more vibes. More ways to enjoy this Lent. So go and try out their new fish options down by KFC. It is finger licking good. Shout out to the Southland. The Southern Games 2026 is coming to Skinner Park, San Fernando next weekend. Join them on Saturday, March 21st from 9:30 a.m. for some exciting athletic heats, and on Sunday, March 22nd from 1:30 for athletics and cycling action. Enjoy thrilling competition and attractive door prizes. Admission is $60 for adults, $20 for children and under the age of 14, and kids under the age of 5 are free. Get your tickets at Ateliers by the Park, at Woody Hardware Store in Marabella, or you can purchase at the gate. For more information, just call 368-5649 or 778-3274. Don't miss the Southern Games 2026. And for those of you who have an unresolved issue with your bank, non-financial institution, or insurance company, if so, the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman may be able to help. The service comes at no cost to you, and you want more information on the OFSO, just visit them on the first floor, Central Bank, Eric Williams Plaza, Independence Square, Port of Spain. That is a mouthful, boy. Also log on to www.ofso.org.tt. You can email them at info@ofso.org.tt. Call the office at 804-FSO. That's 800-4376. Or contact them via their social media, via Facebook or Instagram. Back into it in our final hour before the office party on a overcast Friday. I think it's still overcast outside. Correct me if I'm wrong, the window's closed up today. Hello, good afternoon.
Long time I've heard your voice, Hakeem.
Hey. That's you, my brother. How you doing?
I did. I checking for your voice all through the week. and I couldn't pick up your voice at all.
Now on Monday, no. The scheduling is Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Now that's the only thing. So if you were listening like Tuesday, Wednesday, I wouldn't be here.
Okay. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah. Same times.
I'll be locked on those days.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All the best. I checked in for you yesterday, but see, like Hakeem fly out.
Nah, right. I was here yesterday.
All right, locked on and listening, right?
Yeah. Got you, man. I don't recall, yeah. It's Hashim. I know some of y'all things say Hakeem, but it's Hashim, eh? Or just say Dream if you can't remember. What were we talking about before the commercial break? Right. So the presence of should we have the presence of the army, particularly in the South? The South was reporting, the robberies and criminal activity doesn't seem to be the state of emergency doesn't seem to be deterring them. And they're becoming even more bold, shops getting robbed, chains getting snatched, particularly in the High Street area. And, the Chamber of Commerce, the Greater San Fernando Chamber of Commerce. And I think I got the full title there. Yeah, but, they are suggesting that maybe even the Defense Force should be added, as an extra layer of security. And I'm all for extra security, but I'm picturing it in my head right now. The Defense Force is some serious action, and like Granny was saying in the past hour before the break, they would need to be granted, certain powers, because even though the army is a little more serious than the police, in terms of level of security, I guess. Like I say, I'm not trying to throw either one under the bus, but they don't have certain powers that the police service have. So, you're granting them powers in a populated area. It starts to look like we are under martial law, basically, and I feel like if things don't actively change, I'm worried, honestly, that is what we will start to escalate to, or that is what our administration will think is the next step in enforcing martial law. And I don't think all you want to live in a martial law state. If you remember, if any of you remember what that one curfew was like back in 2012, that had curfews and those kind of things going on, then you will kind of understand what a martial state would kind of be like. It would probably even be a little bit worse than that. And also just, picturing that added layer of security, patrolling High Street with the Defense Force, because if you send them in, you're sending them at least 10, maybe 15. I don't be in the South a lot, so I'm not sure how densely populated High Street is on a regular day, but I'm assuming it's the equivalent of like Independence Square in the middle of the day, around something like that, right? But imagine yourself seeing troops patrolling in Independence Square, like up and down the promenade, waiting for something to pop off. Like we would really start to look like those those places that you see on the news. And I'm not even talking about the Middle East anymore, because that ICE is basically, it's turning America into a third world country. I don't mean to laugh when I say it, but sometimes when things are so bleak, all you could do is chuckle, because if you don't chuckle, you start to do something else. But I don't want that for us. But it seems like we are edging ever closer, because our criminal element doesn't seem to understand, or they don't seem to care anymore. Like things seem so, I don't know. It's always a mixture of certain things when we talk about the criminal element. People say that, things brown, things tough, and so that's what people turn into, and they'd rather risk that than you know, not go without starving and things like that. I mean, there is that element, but then there are just some people out there who just wicked and bad mind. Some people literally commit crime because that's just what they want to do. They have some people have options in front of them and they just choose crime. It's kind of bleak, honestly, when you think about it. I remember my time as an educator, and kids would literally come to me, you know, saying that their peers will literally be saying brazenly, you know, what am I doing here in school when I could be making money on the block selling I won't say nothing on radio. When I could make money on the block selling and make hundreds of dollars in a day, as opposed to a minimum wage job of 8 something an hour. And that's what a lot of young people seeing, that flash, that fast money, that big money. And they feel that is the way to earn it, and that's the way to get it, because they all want to live they want to live that rock star lifestyle. It's disheartening, honestly. And what do you say to that when a young person tells you that, what I do in here on the block making me more money than a day that you have in the office? Okay, sure. Perhaps you're right. But I'm not living my life constantly looking over my shoulder. And they say, that's life. Anybody could come for me. He's a man, ain't nobody. Alright. I hate the fact that I am at a point in my life where I've heard young people say, you know, ain't nobody could touch me, and, you know, they feel it's the baddest thing out there. And sadly, a few of them are no longer walking this plane of existence to continue saying that sentence, because someone bigger and badder showed them what was what. It's sad to think about that, and that's probably the state of what of a lot of our citizens are. Well, a lot of citizens in that life in this nation are experiencing. It's a harsh balance. Not even a balance, it's just a harsh reality.
Because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
And unfortunately, I don't believe SOEs are the solution anymore. If all they're going to do is just implement that and not truly enforce any consequences, or basically ramp up the aggression of what the SOE entails.
So much of things that
it's slowly becoming just you wagging your finger at criminals, and they're starting to see that the finger doesn't really have much consequence
as well as I do, the only way
once you skirt your way around it.
Is put in more effort and less play. Because now more than ever.
So if you're all planning to extend this SOE to 6 months instead of 3, which is what one of the things they're discussing in Parliament today,
to build a strong and better,
you're gonna have to come with something a little bit more concrete than
that is the main one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 6-month SOE now. Because at this point, I don't think any of us see the difference.
Because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
I suppose time will tell on that. I wanted to forward on to something else real quick. A little bit more lighthearted.
This also goes for every Trinbagonian.
Lighthearted but not lighthearted at the same time. This one is for my sports fans, football in particular. Came across this think piece by a gentleman by the name of Keith Lookloy.
Because now more than ever we must show
And he had some thoughts on the recent dismissal of Dwight York as the head coach of the national men's football team. In contrast to our national women's team, who are actually apparently still going strong in the CONCACAF Women's Championship. So I figured I'd take a dive in. This might be for some of you football lovers out there. Let's see if you agree with Mr. Luke Lloyd on his insight into the state of our football here in sweet TNT. He starts off with a quote from Margaret Thatcher, Great Britain's Prime Minister from 1979 to 1990. She said, "If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman." Starting heavy. And here Keith goes. The women saving a point with a late penalty and a 2-2 draw in Tegucigalpa, Honduras, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, last week was more noteworthy than Dwight York's departure, in my opinion. York's tenure was terminally compromised by his failure to get the national team into the World Cup 2026, but also by his financial requirements, which TTFA cannot independently service and which the government should not absorb given its penurious state. The spike in oil revenue due to the illegal Middle East war that it officially supports notwithstanding. York's demise was inevitable, but the women, now that was good news. Having fallen behind 2-0 early on despite being clearly the better team, the women staged a remarkable fight back to preserve their chance of advancing to the CONCACAF Women's Championship scheduled for November and December 2026. The tournament serves as the qualifier for the 2027 Women's World Cup to be staged in Brazil. It is also the qualifying tournament for the 2028 Summer Olympics. Two for the price of one, so to speak. I was impressed, not only by the women's courage and drive, but also by the quality of their play. Organized and cohesive characteristics not always associated with our national teams. Our women's football is no stranger to ruinous internal strife, so the battling Honduras, because I can't pronounce that city's name, I'm sorry. So the battling Honduras performance was heartening in that it oozed unity and it kept us within touching distance of group leaders El Salvador, who sit on 6 points from 2 wins to our 4 from an equal number of matches. We meet them in the Hasely Crawford Stadium on April 17th, needing a win to get to the Women's Championship. Hopefully, they will wear red on the night. We just celebrated International Women's Day, commemorating women's long struggle for equality. Working Women's Day was first approved at the 1910 International Socialist Women's Conference in Copenhagen, with no fixed celebration date. Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, the Russian communist leader, declared the 8th of March as International Women's Day in 1922 to honor women's role in the 1917 Russian Revolution, which created the Soviet Union. It was subsequently celebrated on that date by the socialist movement and communist countries. The United Nations transcended Cold War geopolitics to adopt the day globally in 1977. Mao Zedong, leader of the Communist China from 1946 to 1949, once famously said during his country's Cultural Revolution between 1966 to 1976, he said, "Women hold up half the sky. thereby supporting equal treatment for women and their full inclusion into the Chinese economy and production. Mao is both revered and reviled in history. Under his leadership, China suffered tens of millions of deaths through famine, political persecution, prison labor, and executions. Yet he is credited with promoting mass literacy, women's rights, basic health care, education, increased life expectancy, and transforming China from a semi-colonial backwater racked by disease and civil war into a modern state. On that foundation, China has emerged as a global superpower. Diametrically opposed on the ideological spectrum, Margaret Thatcher, the United Kingdom's first female prime minister, was known for her strong conservative politics and her tough anti-communism. Labeled the Iron Lady for her uncompromising leadership style, in the 1980s she oversaw the introduction of neoliberal policies into Great Britain and the implementation of anti-worker laws, including restrictions on strike action, which significantly weakened trade unions. The quotation above expressed her opinion on the relative capacities for getting things done of the male and females of our species. Give the job to a woman was her view. Polar opposites, Mao and Thatcher agreed on the inherent capacity of women to perform and to achieve, even in her inimitable style. Thatcher did not merely proclaim female equality, going beyond that to claim greater female effectiveness. Today, the principle of women's equality has global traction, although it is not evenly embodied in the law and culture of all nations. Women are our last hope to get a World Cup in this World Cup cycle, since all our youth teams and the men have been eliminated. But there is much more riding on the success of this women's team than mere qualification for the Women's Championships and the World Cup. Indeed, the positioning and status of women's football, current and future, as a category of the sport within TTFA is at stake. The association does not understand this. In its 2026 budget, TTFA allocates 4.5 million TT dollars to the men and 2.5 million TT dollars to the women. The men's under 20 gets 1.4 million, while the women's under 20 gets 0.1 million. I'm seeing the point there. So essentially $100,000. The men's under 17 receives 3 million TT dollars to the women's 1.8 million. And the men's under 15 gets 1.5 million, while the women's under 14 gets 1.1 million. In a national team's budget of 16 million TT dollars, the men's program has $10.5 million, double that of the women's. One might argue that the men's teams and tournaments are more demanding and generate more revenue if one qualifies for a World Cup, so they deserve more. I would counter that it is easier for us to get a women's World Cup than a men's, and that FIFA has stated its intention to equalize the prize money. The only Trinidad and Tobago national team to have won a match at the 6 World Cups we have participated in is our under-17 women's team that defeated Chile 1-0 in the 2011 World Cup, which we hosted. Our women's football, and I refer specifically to women's grassroots and development programs, absolutely needs greater and more targeted investment. If I am correct that we have an easier road to a women's World Cup than a men's, then it makes eminent good strategic sense to invest shrewdly in the women's game. One CONCACAF country is dominant in global women's football, the United States. It won 4 World Cups and 5 Olympic titles between 1991 and 2024. Their men's team looks puny by comparison. This mind-boggling success traces back to the 1972 introduction of the Title IX, a U.S. federal law that prohibits gender discrimination in any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. It ensures equal and increased athletic opportunities for females. This legislation helped establish and grow women's football programs in schools, contributing to the development of elite female players who have achieved unrivaled success on the international stage. It was the generation of girls born under Title IX in the 1970s which won USA's first World Cup and Olympic titles in the 1990s. While we expend money on teams, the U.S. experience teaches us that it is far more important to invest in development programs. So questions arise. Will we continue to spend on the men twice the amount we spend on the women? And will we adopt a strategic investment approach to women's football? Our women have the right to hold up half the sky. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. York's confused departure from the helm of the national team has focused attention on our March matches against Bolivia and Venezuela and Gabon, which is in the FIFA series. The Bolivia is a friendly match. The confusion surrounded three issues, of course. If York left voluntarily or was forced out, if he is owed salary or not, and whether it is a beneficial move from a technical standpoint. TTFA's Trumpian regime change maneuver removes the leader but leaves the regime fundamentally intact with the appointment of Derek King as interim head coach. I know Derek well, since he was a young player at Joe Public FC, in fact. He coached my own club, Football Club Santa Rosa, FC Santa Rosa, to the 2018 TT Super League title, and I have already wished him good luck. I stand ready to be persuaded otherwise, but I hold to my oft-articulated position that we need an experienced foreign coach. I do not accept the argument that one cannot be secured for less than York's princely wage. Bolivia secured a place in FIFA's Intercontinental World Cup playoffs with a 6th place finish in South American qualifying and will face Suriname in the semifinal on March 26, which will be played in Guadalupe, Mexico. Should they come through that tie, they will then take on Iraq in the final on the 31st of March for a place at the 2026 World Cup Finals. They will play the friendly, their final preparation match, seriously with their best team, while we will field a team of schoolboys and TTPFL players because the match falls outside FIFA's next window. The exercise may serve Bolivia's needs, but what it does for us is pure conjecture as we move on to whatever comes next. Hui! Quite a mouthful there. I wish that he had dropped this article a little closer to International Women's Day. I think we're about, 5 days out from International Women's Day. But it is an interesting perspective to look at. I mean, we have heard before from the TTFA that they require more funding to train their players and everything. And to a point, I do agree. You know, we probably need to, as a government, as a budget, we wanted so badly to achieve
Remember the key to success is
what our national team achieved back in 2006 and head to the World Cup. It would have been poetic, you know? First time in 20 years that Trinidad and Tobago returned to the World Cup.
Progress we surely will. Because now more than ever,
I think to this day we are the only Caribbean country to do so.
And production.
I believe the Reggae Boys are currently on track. They might just be able to pull it off. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you're a more avid football listener or connoisseur than I am. I will not pretend to be an expert even for a second.
Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation.
But while we've been so focused, you know, on that loss, slowly but surely, our wonderful soca ladies, I don't know if that's what we call them, but I'm going to call them that for the sake of this conversation. Our wonderful soca ladies continue to fight the good fight. Slowly but surely, just moving under the radar.
So much of things that we need.
And it seems apropos that Mr. Lookloy would reference the American women's football team.
Because you know as well as I do the only.
Because he is truly right. They dominate.
More effort and less play.
They dominate women's football on an international scale. I remember this was quite a few years ago. Maybe it could be about 5 or 6 at this point. But I remember them making headlines.
A strong and better nation.
For I believe they scored 14 goals in a game. I said, nah. And that's honestly one of my gripes with football, honestly, you know. The length of time it takes to score a goal, and sometimes you go a whole game without a goal even being scored. That to me is just it's like you're trying to, it's like you're dangling a delicious meal in front of me and you're not letting me have it. You know what I mean? Kind of takes away the excitement for me. I sat around for an hour and a half and you telling me nobody scored? And this is the #1 sport anymore? That's a different conversation. I'm getting a little off track. Before I really awaken, I know Trinidad love their football, eh? Sorry, you're talking more to a cricket man here.
Now is the time to come home and do something. Instead of staying out.
But I digress. The American football team for the women are a dominant force. And I've taken in a couple of stories that they've had over the past few years. In spite of them having won multiple World Cup titles, as a national team, their players get paid way less than the men's national football team. And I don't know if you watch the World Cup, but if you ever lose a match to America in the World Cup, a lot of the other countries just laugh at you. You lost to America? I remember the last time a heavy hitter, oh God, I can't remember who it was. Might have been Portugal or it might have been one of these South American countries. One of the ones who treat football like religion. And one of them lost a serious match in, I think it was maybe 2 World Cups ago. They lost a serious match to the USA. And they got dragged. I felt pain. I felt pain for that team. Because the way they treat football, you know, I know some avid football lovers here in this country. But you see, those Latin countries. It's so serious. You could literally, you know, you come home from a serious defeat, like they are lined up ready to pelt you with stone for embarrassing them on the international stage. I saw the stories I have heard from them. so rough. So as much as we may love football here, we don't love football. As the level of dedication, you know, they invest so much, and we may, you know, we skirt around and come up with different excuses, you know, bigger countries, bigger resources, and all that good stuff. I refuse to believe that we don't have the resources to make sure that our teams have what they need to become great. And in spite of all of that, we still see again our women slowly and surely building their momentum and trudging on. What is it? When did they say that they're supposed to be facing a team here? El Salvador. We face El Salvador in the Hasely Crawford Stadium on the 17th of April. Now, I've seen in the past year we come out in our numbers when the I can't call them by the new name, I'm sorry. When the Soca Warriors take to the stadium, we tend to come out in our numbers. We come out in our reds, blacks and whites, wave our flags and everything. I need us to come out in force for our soca ladies. Again, I don't know if that's the official name, but we need to come out for our soca ladies. We need to fill up that stadium with the same pride that we give our soca warriors. Because if we win that match, we can get into the women's championship. And if you're listening, my soca ladies, if that is not your name, I want to christen it to you. Just like Mr. Lecloy, I hope you also wear red on the night of the 17th of April.
It's putting more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production.
And I think that is one of our less favorable traits.
I say that is the main.
And I want to say as Trinbagonians, but I see it as well in other parts of the region. We don't tend to invest from the ground level. We only see the true potential after something becomes great on its own. And perhaps there is merit to that. But how does it really look, you know? Let us say our women's team, they go all the way. Let's say they go all the way to the women's championship final at the end of the year. Whether they win or lose, it would be a huge achievement.
Now is the time to come home and do something.
Obviously, if they lose, we will say, we still did a good job, we made it this far. But you know, soon as they win, we will be flooding, crowding around, looking to invest. We have to put care into the future of women's football in Trinidad and Tobago. Where was all of this fervor and support when they needed you to invest in them? Having faith in your people from the ground up, giving them the full backing that they need, or as close to as much backing as they need. And to you, my soca ladies, I say, even if the single red note in my wallet right now, if that is enough to help, even just tell me where I could drop it off. If you have a little piggy bank somewhere on the training grounds that I could just say, you know what? call that. Because I would love to say that I was there before. Before the trophy is lifted, before you are celebrated on the world stage. I want to say that, I don't care how small of a contribution it is. I would say, I squeeze a red note there for them, you know. I supported my ladies. Even I don't have to say it out loud. I could boast in the mirror to myself and say, you made that happen. Fun fact, I remember I think I donated $100 way back in 2008. I donated $100 to Barack Obama's political campaign when he was on the road to becoming president. I happened to be passing through the city of Chicago that summer before the election and met one of his ralliers throughout going through the campaign, you know, rolling through the city. I'm like, hey, how can I contribute? And I said, I saved up quite a bit of money during the year, and I was spending summer money. I said, yeah, I'm gonna help this man. I'm gonna help this man reach the White House. Gave them a Chris Benjamin Franklin. And when he win, listen to me, I puff my chest out and I say, $100 well spent. I want the same for our women's football, and I want the same for anyone who's representing Trinidad and Tobago. Quick to run when we when those of our own who made it without the support, they made a name, they made a splash, they did something. And all of a sudden it's, yes boy, that is we own. We love them, you know, support them from the ground up. I remember when they did that to Olatunji when he was on I think it was the X Factor. Oh, you remember that? When my boy showed up in front of Simon Cowell. I just exuding that Trinbago, that soca energy. You know, by that time, so, you know, we were having that conversation. Oh, we don't like soca, you like soca. As soon as Simon Cowell started to bounce and say, I likes this. That's we! Pick up we on! Trinidad and Tobago! So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. There's an adjective to describe that kind of energy, and it's escaping me at the moment. It's escaping me at the moment. Oh God, it's the curse of using too many big words at once. But essentially, you was there for the success and not for the struggle. It's like the story of the I think it was the fox, the dog, and the hen. Something so. When the hen was was trying to gather ingredients to make bread now. And she was saying, who would help me pluck this wheat? I said, not I, said the dog. Not I, said the pig. I think it was a pig. Not I, said the cat. And the hen goes, then I will do it myself. I think it's called the Little Red Hen. Yes. Oh God, I'm unlocking childhood memories up here. Hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come. Yeah, who would help me grind this wheat? Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the pig. Alright, I'll do it myself. And then finally she comes out to you, it's like, who will help me eat this bread? Oh, I will help you eat the bread. Yes, I will help you eat the bread, said the dog. I will help, said the pig. And the hen goes, whoops, 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 whoops. Back off, back off. You ain't helping me eat nothing. When I was out in the field plowing, when I was grinding the flour grinding the wheat into flour to make bread. All it was just lapsing, relaxing. Now that it's time to eat, well, you're showing up to the table. I did this by myself, so I will eat my bread. Let us not be like the dog, the cat, and the pig, Trinidad and Tobago. Let us invest more into our people who are showing that potential on the international stage. Be it the women's football team, be it our exchange students out in all the four corners of the world, gaining knowledge that can help push our nation forward. But then they realize there's nothing for them to come back to, and they leave those talents for the rest of the world to reap the benefits and not their own nation. Let us help the little red hen. And together, we can make it. We can make it together if we try. Taking a pause for the cause, and the office party comes up next. Don't you go anywhere. More vibes and more energy as I start off your weekend right. Stalin, teach them the lesson that they tend to forget from time to time.
So the treasury broke and they say that recession jamming. So to foreign countries really start migrating. They lose faith in the country, they say we gone down the drain. They say no more could we see happy times again. But the will to recover in my people like have confidence. Although many may seem to feel that I talk it nonsense. But the majority of we decide we're not going to run, because now is the time to show we patriotism. For we country nation, it's that is our. So our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try. Just a little harder. If we just get one more try, life would be much sweeter.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
You are invited to join Pastor Morris Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour Family Radio Ministry every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and on Friday evenings from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer live on the Street 919 FM, designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective, and you will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, "He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justly, to love, have mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank would be greatly appreciated. Account number 795-222. For further information, call 753-1113 or 610-4673.
This is the voice of Tuesday, Seventh-day Adventist. We are preaching emergency alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the ending of the world. Listen to us on 91.9 FM every Sunday from 9:05 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Sundays. May God bless you as you learn the truth. In Jesus' name, amen.
Get ready, this is big. Our first annual Epic Fundraiser Cruise. Sail in the sunset aboard the stunning Embassy yacht at King's Wharf, San Fernando. Easter Sunday,